getting serious now. Y'all know around this time of year, daily uploads continue coming out from my channel every day, if you feel what I'm saying. But with that being said, we're going to be talking about WWE 2K25 and some gameplay updates that I would love to see this year that I think could really make this game really good and really wrap up that gameplay into that product that I think we can get. The gameplay for 2K24, I think that it's in a really good spot, and I think that if we get some of these updates I'm going to go on ahead and speak on, I think it's going to be in a great spot after 2K25. Before we go on ahead and get into the video, I want to let you guys know that I am giving away a couple of copies of WWE 2K25. Just make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because a large percentage of you guys do not hit that subscribe button. And stay tuned, because we will be covering the rollout of 2K25 here on this channel. Let's go on ahead and get into it, y'all. Let's go. The first thing that I definitely have to go on ahead and mention is the stances. In WWE 2K24, 2K23, 2K22, it's everywhere. The stances, they just absolutely suck, man. I hate the stances because there is no originality to the wrestler. There's no authenticity. It feels like every wrestler feels the same, for the exception of their moveset. I would love for a wrestler to feel a little bit, more like themselves, throughout, the game and, playing with them. In UFC, made by EA Sports, I feel like that game is not that good, but one thing that they do well, in my opinion, is they make every fighter feel like themselves. In WWE, I feel like they need to go that similar route where Cody Rhodes feels a little bit more like himself, and he's not just standing there looking like he's boxing and bobbling like we're playing Mortal Kombat. That's not what this game is, man. And I know that it feels like a hybrid of a fighting game at times, but that's not what it is, and that's not what it should feel like. So I am hoping that fighting stances is something that is fixed, looked into for WWE 2K25. I know that's probably tough because it's probably such a solid part of the engine, but I feel like it's something that they really need to get rid of, because I feel like that's one of the bigger topics, bigger issues with the community, that I feel like that thing right there, man, I just think it got to stop. It got to go. So I'm hoping that stances, those fighting stances, they go away, but we get our own unique stance per wrestler. So just my 2 cents with that. I would love to see it. Chain wrestling is another one that I would love to see in this game. We've seen it in 2K15. I believe we've seen it in 16, and we've seen it in 19 actually. So it went away, and I feel like it got to come back. They got to find a way to get that back in. This year we got the blow for blow, type of deal. I want to see chain wrestling back in the game where it happens in a natural way. It don't got to happen too much. The lockup could happen, at the beginning or mid-match where there's a very intense match. I think that they could do a lot of things. So I am looking forward to seeing, WWE 2K, seeing what they do with that. I think that chain wrestling is something that's been asked for a pretty long time now. So I think that we will see it this year. They added the blow for blow. I definitely could see them adding chain wrestling and things like that. Those little mini games that kind of take you out of the match and bring you back in. I think they are pretty cool, because that's kind of what happens in a real match, man. So I am hoping that chain wrestling does make a return and they don't just stop it there. Again, this gameplay may not be perfect, it may not appeal to everybody, but I feel like it's in a really solid spot. As long as they continue to add on to it and add the little details here and there and things that really matter and make wrestling what it is, I think that we're in business. So I am looking forward to seeing what 2K25 has in store with us if they do add chain wrestling. And this is probably one that I don't see many people talk about, but I would like to see a more interactive referee in the game. I feel like they just stand around and walk around. If you guys look at referees in real life, when you're doing a move in a corner, they count to 5. They're 1, 2, 3, like they're just counting. They're very interactive in real life, very in tune with the match. I would like to see that similar vibe in the 2K games with the referees. Keep them more, out there and just doing what they have to do. Just my 2 cents. I would personally like to see something like that for referees. Usually in the past years, it feels like they were really slow at getting down. This year they feel much more responsive and faster in 24, but in 25 I would like to see them kind of move around with the match and really feel, like they're a little bit of a part of a match, like they're just a little bit there, they're just like right now in 24 they're just there, they just walk around. But I would like to see them, if you're making a move, I want them to come in and count to 5 and tell you, hey man, you got to get off him. Just little things like that. Even a quick voiceover of, just doing stuff like that. Just my 2 cents though. I know that that's a really little detail, and it sounds like I may be nitpicking or whatnot, but I think that what adds to these games are the details. This year we got quality of life changes, and it was a lot of stuff in there for 2K25 that I think we got, and it was really good stuff. So personally, that's just a little bit of what I would like to see with, you know, the referees in 2K25. Visible chest damage is another one for me personally, man. We see these guys take chops in real life. You see the whelps, you see everything, man. Personally, I would like to see stuff like that. You got the barbed wire bat in the game. I be hitting them with the barbed wire bat and there is no marks on their body. I would like to see visible stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I do a chop, I would like to see it get red a little bit. I would like to see things like that that add more detail to the game. These guys, when you see them get slapped with certain things, you see the marks. Sheamus, he does that often a lot. He posts pictures of himself on social media after tough matches. And I think that it would be a good look in 2K25 if you can actually see the damages and the visible stuff instead of just seeing them kind of walk around and limp around. Why not let us see, you know, everything written all over their body? I just think that that's something that, you know, they could really do and really take advantage of in terms of, you know, how real the game can be and how real the game can look. I would love to see the damage on their bodies instead of just knowing, hey, their stamina is low, their health is low. Let me actually see that, so that way we have a visual as fans. I think that it would be really, really cool if that's something that's added, and it's something they're not too far off of. Blood was just added this year in a very, very cool way where it drips on the ring, it drips on their chest. I just think that I really want to see, you know, what a lot of that damage could look like, just not blood only. I want to see everything. So I am hoping that that is something that does get added. And with that being said, just going to go on ahead and touch on another thing that has a little bit to do with damage is selling. I would love to see different selling animations. I feel like when you sell in 2K, you see that they get like very similar animations when they sell. I would like to see different animations off the same move. Just different things like that, different physics. When they're getting hit with something, you see them, you know, react differently. I think that it would add more, you know, character to the match. Every match would feel just a little bit different and it would be more exciting. So I am, you know, hoping that something like that is added to 25, because I do think that, again, selling was pretty decent this year, but I think they could go a step further. You know, let us see different animations on how they receive the move. Let us see, you know, limping, you know, severe limping, things like that. We see it all the time. Cody Rhodes get his ankle hurt and you see him limping around and almost he can't even run. Will Ospreay does it too over in AEW. Just stuff like that, man. I am, you know, looking forward to seeing what 25 could bring us, but that right there would definitely put a cherry on top on the gameplay for sure. And lastly, for me, this doesn't have to do with the wrestlers or the referee, the crowd, man. And I think that the crowd needs to be a little bit more interactive, a little bit more louder, depending on who's coming to the ring. The crowd reacts the same to everything, for the exception of the entrance pops. If we're getting a Cody Woe, you know, they react to that, obviously. But the pops, I want different pops. If Stone Cold is coming out and you hear that glass shatter, I want to hear the crowd go crazy. Add a freaking loudometer or whatever it's called, man. Just give us stuff that we can see the crowd react differently to different wrestlers that are coming out, because I think that that would, again, authenticity to the characters. When Cody comes out, big pop. When Roman comes out, big pop. If it's a wrestler that don't really get pops like that, you can add quick little cheers and boos in there. But I think that they need to focus on actually making every character feel more like themselves when it comes to the product and what they're putting out there. Just my 2 cents with that, though. I know that I spoke about a lot here today, guys. Let me know down below what gameplay updates would you love to see to WWE 2K25. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.